Chartemis rhyme. Chartemis rhyme. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Start a mix. Subscribe. Myself again, man.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Chartemis Prime here doing another action figure toy review for you guys on the Dragon Ball Z SHFiguarts Trunks. Yeah, it's Figuarts, not Figure Arts. Oops, my bad. But anyway, this figure is very, very badass. And thank you so much, Jerry Nightmare, for letting me borrow these figures. He also lent me Goku right here, which is also a very cool figure. But I actually like this guy better. It really seems like they stepped it up with this figure right here. There's some things that are just look better on the figure compared to Goku, which is great. And if you guys have not subscribed to Jerry Nightmare's channel, you are missing out. Please do so. He does a weekly show, more or less a half hour long. It's called Super Sundays, and he has reviews and just talks about new figures he's picking up, and he collects like all kinds of awesome stuff, man. So if you're not subscribed, you're missing out. So check him out. Link is in the description right here. And him and Boognice 10 are the two that actually introduced me to these Dragon Ball Z figures, which a lot of people have been going nuts for. And this Trunks figure is quite incredible. Now, I said it was stepped up a notch compared to the Goku. So this Goku figure right here, he has a removable face, and it's so there's just one interchangeable face right there. And then he comes with his ass gripping hands, two of those, and then he comes with two fists and two titty grabbing hands, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to be hilarious here, aren't I? And then he has the Bulma pleasure pose hand. So he comes with a total of 7 different hands and 2 faces. But Trunks, he comes with 2 heads and, oh my god, 6 faces. Like, there's just so many. So on the left side right here, you have Trunks in his regular mode. You can see he has his purple eyebrows right there. So that's his regular face. And then you have the similar facial expressions over here for his Super Saiyan mode. You can see he has the blonde eyebrows and the green eyes. This other side he has the purple eyes. Then here's the other head. I really like the shading on these too. I think the shading did come out better on these head sculpts compared to the Super Saiyan Goku. Like, you can see the shading on the chin and the ear and stuff like that. On Goku, it didn't come out like as well, you know. I mean, this isn't bad by any means, but I do like the shading more so on this figure right here. So those are all the faces, and then all these hands, man, it's ridiculous. So the fun factor is through the roof on these. You have a thumbs up one right here. You have the gripping. You have the high fives. You have these open palm kind of things. You have another gripping, another fist. This like flat-handed kind of gesture right here. And then an open hand, a different open hand, closed fist, and then you have an open hand right there and the gripping fist right there. So there is a ton of options. Then here's his sword that you put into his sheath. So his sword goes into his sheath, but not really. I'll show that later. I really, really like the paint detail on this hair, though. This is incredible. Such delicate shading involved here. It's such a gradual, move up to the white color. I think that is so badass. That looks so damn clean. That is so awesome. Very, very cool. I like how the front right here, it's kind of like yellow on one side, white. It looks like it's just light coming off of it, but it's really shaded like that. I think they did a really good job. I like the sculpting of it and everything. Very, very nice. Very well done. This is incredible. In the purple hair version, he has a lot of cool shading as well. You can see it's, darker purple and then light right here. Very cool shading on this as well. Really like this a lot. Just like the Goku figure, the faces come off in a very similar way. So with Trunks right here, you have this line going right in the middle of his hair, and you want to pull that out forward. That looks kind of funny. And then you just rip his face off like this. Okay? And then has the plugs, the 2 plugs, they just match up like that. And then you just sneak the hair into those 2 slots. And then there you go. And then now you have Trunks with a different face right there on that version. And then on this version, very similar thing. You just pull the hair forward like that. It's only got 1 slot. And then rip his face off. And when I say rip his face off, I just think it's funny to see a face come off of a figure. And then put that right back in there. Yeah, and put that right in there. So yeah, pretty cool. So take the sword out right here. Well, the hand kind of comes off. And yeah, the hands and the head do come off. They're supposed to though, so it's not that big of a deal. Shading on this is just so hard to pick up on the camera, but it's there. You can see it on his bicep, like that. You can see it right there. He has a bunch of shading on his jacket. The black part doesn't have much shading. You can see the detail and sculpt and paint right here on his belt. I think they used some nice silver right there, some shiny red paint, and then I like how this came out right here. And then his pants, it doesn't really look like it's shaded, but I think it is. I have a feeling it's not though. And then it's really hard to pick up. It's really hard to tell with these guys because it's like really delicately done, you know. And then right there you have the feet. It definitely doesn't have any shading, but still looks very cool. I like the sculpt of it. It looks very nice. And this guy is loaded with articulation, man. I tell you. So here's the sheath also, and you can't really put the sword in there. And the sword looks pretty damn badass too. I really like, you know, the sculpted detail on this guy and everything. Okay, the silver came out really clean. I like this a lot. The sculpt of it is very pointy too. Very pointy sword, so that's good. And then what you do is, when he's not holding his sword, you could just put this end right here and it just plugs that way. But you cannot put the whole sword in there. It won't go all the way through. It just stops right there. So when you want him posed not holding the sword, you just put it in like that. His articulation is awesome. His head moves up and down quite a bit. I guess not that far back, but it works pretty well. And his head moves side to side. Like I showed with the Goku figure, his joints, see how it's a little easier or harder to take his head off right there? But this joint right here is very much the same kind of thing I've seen with Hot Toys. You know, like especially on the wrist articulation on Hot Toys, so that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, you can see it says capsule core right there. That's pretty cool. I like that. But anyway, his shoulder joint moves up and out like that. He has double jointed elbows, and his wrist moves side to side and up and down, or in and out like this. And it moves, yeah, so you have to turn around to move it like that. It doesn't really move up and down, it just moves sideways. And he has this really cool waist joint right here that allows for quite a bit of movement. It's pretty cool. And there goes the head. Damn it. Okay, so the heads do come off pretty loose. Damn it. I'm trying to say it doesn't come off as easily, but it does. And he has this really cool hip articulation right here. And it's similar to Goku, so you could shift it all the way up and you could pull it down. It's really hard to explain, but you could see, you know, his trunks. See, under the trunks hinge thing moves up and down, so it's kind of like a Marvel Legends T joint, except it has an added articulation where it moves up and down in the very center. It's very, very cool. So it moves forward very well and out, and then you can just always shift it into place if you don't want that big ass gap. And I really like the knee articulation on this one. That was my one complaint on Goku, was that his knee, like when you bend his knees, it looks like that, but they stepped it up and added this, you know, this solid double jointed knee, which looks a lot better in my opinion. He does not have calf rotation, or possibly it could, but I'm not going to try to force it. Goku did have calf rotation right here, but Trunks doesn't have that, so that's my one tiny gripe about this figure, is that it does not rotate over here, which would have been cool, but not a big deal. His ankle moves up and down this much. He has toe articulation, and he has a beautiful ankle pivot. So I had mentioned before that these guys are not cheap. They start at around 40, 50 bucks, something like that. And Trunks is a bit smaller than Goku, and you can see how he is compared to the Red Hulk Wave Marvel Legends Black Suited Spidey. So this guy stands at about 5.5 inches. Yeah, just a little over 5 inches. And yeah, so that's basically my review, you guys. I hope you dig it. And, you know, I don't know a whole lot about Dragon Ball Z, and I don't think I'll be picking these guys up unless it's for a really good price, because I feel like I don't do the figure justice because I don't know enough about the characters to get them in the best poses possible. You know what I mean? Alright, thanks for watching my review, guys, and I'll catch you later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Do you want free stuff? Do you want free stuff? You go to bkbn.net. That's right. There's a BKBN lottery going on right now, hosted by Anthony James at the moment. So what you got to do is you got to go to bkbn.net. You leave a comment on one of the posts. If you leave comments on many posts, you can increase your chances of winning a lottery. And it's basically a $20 gift card, the new lottery every 2 weeks, so check it out. Go to bkbn.net, leave a comment on a post. If you leave multiple comments on one post only, does not help you at all. You got to leave it on multiple posts. So check that out. Hey, what's up, you guys? Sharmus Primary doing another action figure review on the